Hello, this is Nicole with Angelic Therapy and Healing, bringing you a general reading for the week of Monday, August 7th through Sunday, August 13th. You will notice that there are actually two readings for this week because I already did the reading and I actually did it with my new deck of Sherlock Holmes tarot cards. And I was all excited thinking, oh, this is going to give us a great story. This is going to give us some unique insight, perspectives, and it didn't. It shared the exact same story that has been the main story the angels have been wanting to talk about the past month. So I am going to post that, but I also wanted to, they wouldn't let me toss it like last week, but I'm also doing this second reading. So hopefully this will provide insight and information for the rest of the populace. So for those of you that are new to the channel, welcome. I'm very glad to have you here. Feel free, would love to have you go ahead and subscribe. I believe we are at 9,900 subscribers. When we reach 10,000 subscribers, I will be randomly selecting 3 people to do free 15-minute readings with. So those of you that are current subscribers, you're already eligible for that. Thank you for sticking in there with me. So I do appreciate it. Thank you for all your comments, feedback, and also thank you for your support as I work through these final stages of retirement. I know that the webpage is not open at this point for new clients, and it won't be until my retirement is complete because I am booked out a solid couple months with current clients at this point. So please continue to hang in there with me. Stay patient. We will get there. Now, I'm not going to go into much detail. There are tons of videos on YouTube. There's lots of articles out there. But on Monday, the 7th, around 2:12 in the afternoon Eastern Standard Time, we are going to have a full moon in Aquarius. We are also going to be experiencing a lunar eclipse. This is not the big eclipse that's on its way. We are going to have that great American eclipse later this month. But this is the lunar eclipse. And in short, it's really all about a time of endings and new beginnings. You will find that you are being pushed because they're trying to get you moving. They're trying to get you to take action, take those steps. This is also going to bring about truth and awareness and clarity. And you'll find that it's meant to bring you back onto your divine path, to bring you back into the truth. So be prepared for that. For those of you that may need a little bit more motivational than others, you'll find that this is going to help you. If you feel like you've been off your path, it's going to guide you back onto your path. If you've had trouble letting things go, that's not going to be a problem anymore. So let's go ahead and get started. For those of you that are curious about the cards that I'm using, I am pulling from Doreen Virtue's Angel Therapy deck and also the Tarot of the Nymphs. And I'm trying to think, who does that deck? I think Mario DeLuca. I don't see my box anywhere. But we're going to do 3 situations. And in each situation we're going to have, what the situation is, what the blacks are, things that you need to know or that you're unaware of, and then we will also be covering recommendations. And on the bottom of the deck, which we'll come to in a moment. And I have prayed over and shuffled the Lenormands, so those are ready if and when we need clarifiers. And when I prayed and prepared the cards, I asked that you all receive at least one message. So hopefully you should have at least one. Hopefully you'll find more than just one message. But you all should have one. The thing to keep in mind with this is it is for a large number of people. So you may find that just one message is applicable for you, and that's okay. Don't try to make things fit that don't fit. So if it sounds like it's your message, go with it. Okay, looks like you guys can see all those. Great. And let me put that. These cards are so slippery. Okay, So what we have is we have 3 different situations. And what you have is a situation, the blocks or challenges, what you're unaware of or what is unknown, and then you have the recommendations that they're offering you. Now, for situation 1, across the top, we have the World. We have a card in reverse, which is interesting because I don't do reversals, but apparently that's meant to be reversed. And that's the Strength card. And then we have the 8 of Cups, or in this deck they call them the Chalices. And then we have the Temperance card, and then Vegetarian / Vegan. Come on, Ellie. Apparently the puppy wants to be part of the reading. Let's hope she doesn't knock the camera down. Okay, so the situation that we have, this is the World card. And you see she's like leaned back. In this deck, this is all about, you know, it's done. It's, you know, the world is, everything's in harmony, everything's in balance. You know, the promises have been kept. So now you can dance with joy, you can enjoy the elements, you can bathe in the invigorating waters, and just, you're surrounded by support, you're surrounded by love, you have everything there. It's also a card that talks about, you know, coming into mastery, really coming into a place of balancing your conscious and your subconscious. Because it's like completing the full cycle, coming full circle. And so for those of you in the situation, you have come to that point. Real quick before we get too far into it, they're saying at the bottom of the deck, this is the 7 of Chalices, and this card's all about, you know, really taking a look and seeing things as they are. You know, it's good to have dreams, it's good to have visions, but to really make sure that those visions, those dreams and such, that you're actually seeing things truly as they are. Because you see, she's like looking in the mirror and she's seeing, you know, herself all voluptuous. She's just draped in this almost looks like a sheet, but she's just barely covered the important parts. She's got her hair down. She looks free and relaxed. They compare it to the sirens. The sirens would use their song and they would lure in tired, you know, sailors, and then their ships would wreck. But very seductive, but open, exposing herself. But if you look at her true figure, she's standing, she has more clothing on, her hair is pulled up, not as free-flowing. So it's a reminder to see things as they are. Keep your hopes, keep your dreams, but to see things as they truly are. Because right now we're at a time where there's a lot of things that are not being exposed, a lot of things that are not known at this time. You are going to find as we move through these eclipses this month, clarity is going to start to come in, and for some it's going to be rapid because it's intended to help you, it's intended to get you back on your path. But for a lot of us, we have lacked clarity for a long time. And for some, it's also not wanting to have the clarity. It's like refusing to see things as they are. You know, it's either that, you know, we're not being told the whole truth, things are being kept and hidden from us, we're not wanting to see the truth, we're not wanting to acknowledge it. This, for everyone, it is all about really truly seeing things as they are. Keep your hopes and dreams, but see it as it is. Because there's a need for that at this point. And also to have the courage to see things as they are. Because for those that don't want to see things, that are refusing to see things, it's time to do that. It's time to really face things head on. Now the card in reverse, I'm going to hold it upright so you can see the imagery, is the Strength card. And you see here she's sitting by this lion and stroking him. This is all about speaking that even beasts, even this lion, is subdued by gentle strength and love and kindness. That you don't need to do anything but have a pure heart. Have pure love. And you see she is subduing this lion with love, with purity of heart. It's that gentle strength. She's not having to trap him. She's not having to do like, you know, hunter, going after him. It's gentleness. It's purity of heart. this is talking about, your challenges or your blocks. And upright, this would be, your block is you're having a challenge continuing to try and have the strength with taming the beast. You're having a difficulty continuing to have the strength to go on. But in reverse, they're saying that that's what is blocking you is to stop having the strength and the perseverance to let the beast go. Because although you are of pure heart and you have had strength and you have been coming from a place of love and kindness and gentleness, that's what's blocking you. It's time to stop. It's time to stop doing that. You don't need to continue to have the strength to keep trying. They're saying like you keep trying. But that's what's blocking you. It's interesting. Because typically what blocks people is not having the strength, not having the courage, not being able to do it. But that's not the case for you. Now it's interesting, they have two cards as far as what it is that you are unaware of or what's the unknown. The first one is the Eight of Chalices. And this is all about, feeling light-footed. The road being amicable for those involved. Understanding your desires, understanding what you want, understanding what you need. And expecting to receive those things. This card is also, not being satisfied, being dissatisfied, because you see, like, she's standing here, and she's kind of looking back over her shoulder, and you see there's all these potholes, from all these bumps in the road, but there's no water, there's no motion. She's not receiving what she needs, what she wants, what she desires. Water signifies emotions. It signifies, truly connecting with someone on an intimate level. But she's not receiving that. And so she's come to the realization that, okay, this isn't working. I want that. I want that connection. I want these to be filled. I want my cups to be filled. And she's walking away from that. Now, what goes hand in hand with that is temperance. And in temperance, this is all about, being in balance. That the life force, things that keep things going, things that keep things moving, it's an equilibrium. It's a balance between your physical well-being and your emotional well-being. And that, angelic protection is well, we all have angelic protection, but they protect us. They try to keep us in balance, because when we're in balance, that's when everything is optimal. That's when we can manifest better. That's when things just come to fruition quickly. When we're out of balance, it puts everything else in our life out of balance. So they're saying what you are unaware of. Is that you have to let this situation, or for many of you, it's this person, go. So you've had someone or situation that has not been fulfilling you. They've left you emotionally drained. They've left you in the hole. They've left you with a deficit emotionally. And it's left you out of balance emotionally, and it's also affecting you physically. So in order to bring yourself back into balance, you need to walk away. You need to walk away with that, away from that. For most of you, I get it's a person. It's a person that you have to walk away from. Because who wants to be with someone that's not fulfilling you? If they're not emotionally opening up to you, if they're not filling your cups with love and connection, you don't want to be with someone that's not doing that. You want to be with someone who wants to fill these. Someone that's not going to, because for some it's almost like that person created potholes. because it was like a bumpy road and they created potholes and they weren't opening up and they didn't fill them with love and emotion. It just kind of like left you out in the cold and dry, left you out in the dry and cold. We want to be with someone who returns our love, who wants to open up and connect with us, who wants to be emotionally connected with us. So they're saying what's unknown to you is that in order for you to come into balance, it requires walking away, stepping away from that. Now, looking at the players that could be involved, Scorpio. This would be Leo, but they're saying it's more of an energy. So it could be fire signs. Fire signs would be your Sagittarius, Aries, Leo. But that's an energy. And Temperance is Sagittarius. Now it could be any sign, but the main signs that are here: Scorpio, Sagittarius, Leo, or it could be another fire sign. But now they're saying it's an energy. Okay. Now, as far as what they're recommending you do, that doesn't make any sense. Because what we have here is we have someone that has everything. They have the world. They've come to a state of mastery. They have it all. And she's just laid back, free, like refreshing, renewing herself, cleansing herself. But the world is it's completion. It's having gone full circle, having all the elements. She's the world. Okay. She's the world. She's everything. She's, because you know all four elements is having everything, the whole world. You have the world at your hands. She's everything, and she doesn't see it. But it doesn't align, because what you have as far as what they're recommending is change your diet. So you have this heavy relationship where you've been hurt, you've had a person who has left you out in the cold. They're saying that it's time to walk away, let go, bring yourself more into balance. Okay. So for some of you, that coming into balance, it really is changing to a vegetarian diet. At the bottom it says, fresh organic fruits and vegetables give you a boost of high life force energy, which elevates your spirit and frequency. And hopefully you can see that without a glare. But, so for many of you, you know, this is also about mastery, coming into mastery of your conscious, your subconscious, elevating yourself. So many of you are going through a spiritual awakening. So the foods, the things that you need to be of more light and not so dense. It's also going to help with your health, bringing things back into balance. So part of, because your emotions are out of balance, your health is out of balance, changing your diet is going to bring you back into balance. And they're saying, for those of you that this is a message, you know that because you've been getting messages from your angels and signs that it's time for you to start eating more fruits, more vegetables, start eating food that's organic, that doesn't have all the chemicals and the preservatives and the steroids and hormones and additives. But to do that. Now, for someone, when you start to make a drastic change, so say you do go full-blown vegetarian. Now, for some of you, it may just be you need to cut out sugars, you need to start having organic foods. But for a number of you, it really is removing the meat from your diet. And when we make big changes like that, it's not an easy thing to do. So what you can do is ask the angels to help you with that change. Ask that they help you let those things go. And also, you know, organic it's a lot more money. My food bill at Whole Foods is outrageous. It's a lot more money. But ask that the angels help you financially so that you can afford to pay for those things, and they will. That additional cost, you just ask for their help, and they will ensure that you have the financial abundance to cover that. Because what you'll also find is as you start to eat more fruits, more vegetables, more food of light, it's going to help you come physically back into more balance. It's going to help your body, because for some of you, you've been having some health issues. For some of it is tied to spiritual awakening stuff, but as you change the diet, it's not going to be as hard for you to release things. You're not going to have these physical ailments and problems any longer. Because for some of you, you're not able to, your body's not able to process things like it used to. So you're eating some things now and it's upsetting your stomach. And you're having weird rashes, and it's just not, your system can't process it like it used to. So if you can make this change, you'll find that those because it's not like it's creating a very serious illness for you, but it's like little like nuances, like things that are just kind of bugging you that keep cropping up. Little things. They'll go away if you can change your diet. That'll all stop. It'll all stabilize. You'll come back into perfect balance. For a number of you, it's also going to help with your psychic clarity, your ability to receive intuitive information from the other side. So it's going to improve that as well. Now let's pull, I want to get some more information on strength. Okay. So we have, so we have 3 cards. We have the La Vicia Signora, Belvedere, and Speranza. Okay. So the La Vicia Signora, that's like, you know, an old acquaintance. It can be an old woman, it could be a mother, it could be a grandmother. Then you have the Belvedere, and it's all about, you know, farsightedness, ambitions, looking out for yourself, and then, you know, looking ahead. You see she's got the binoculars and she's looking to the future. And then you have the Speranza, and the Speranza is all about, you know, hoping, dreaming, waiting, longing for something, but also being apprehensive. You know, kind of worried that what you're hoping for is not going to come to fruition. So for those of you in this situation, there's one piece, one element that you're missing in order to feel as though you have it all. You have the world. You keep looking, you keep hoping. It's they're saying La Vicia Signora, it's not a mother. It's like someone that you were an acquaintance with, but like someone that you were an acquaintance with, not even like childhood, but you've met them, you know, could be 5 years ago, could be 10 years ago, but they're an acquaintance because it's not even like they're a friend. It's not even like you're talking with them right now. But they're your love interest. They're the one that you have to walk away from. They're the one that was not emotionally opening up. You keep hoping and longing that they will come, that they will return. Let's do 3 real quick on what's unknown. Why is it you have to walk away? Okay. So we have the Il Nemico, Amore, and Casa. Okay. So we have the enemy, the rival, you know, someone that's, you know, concealed hate, you know, he's moving away slyly in the opposite direction. And then we have Amore, love, true love, happiness. It's also, you know, happiness of the heart, passion, and also passion that, you know, flourishes, and it arises again and again and again. And then we have, you know, the casa, the home, the foundation, family, stability, traditionalism, you know, building your home, your solid foundation. So they're saying it's almost like, you know, see, he's like sneaking away with a snake in his hand. And he's got this big shadow, like shady behavior, snake, deceptive behavior. He's looking back toward her, but he's still sneaking away. But since he did that, he lost out on the opportunity of true love and an actual solid foundation to build a home. Because here Cupid's like at the arrow pointed toward him. It's almost like he thinks the Levicha Signora is the enemy, so he snuck away, not realizing that she was his opportunity for love, a solid foundation to build the home, build the family, build the support that he desires. Let's pull one to see who is the Levicha Signora. The Lamante, the female lover. Okay, so she's the female lover. She is the world. He like snuck away. So like for some, he's unaware of the fact that she's the world. She's the opportunity for home, love, all those things. But it's like he's like glaring at her. So for some, it's almost like he thinks she's the enemy. Which is why, so for those of you in this situation, that's why it's like he's walking away from, he's snuck away from love. It's like Cupid's ready to shoot him, but he walked away, didn't want anything to do with that. Which is why, for those of you in this situation, you've been an emotional wreck because of this. Because for many of you, this is a divine love. It's a true love. She's the female lover. But it's not requited, and you've been longing and waiting and hoping. In order to bring yourself back into balance, it's time to let that go. Focus on you. And it's interesting because really the thing for you to focus on is just your diet, to make some dietary changes, because you are the world. You have come to a place of mastery. You have everything. You are everything. Red, white, and blue. There's something, I don't know what they're talking about. So for some of you that, you know, you're the world, you're the female lover, you're the acquaintance, there's like these roses, and they're saying that you know, she's got red, white, and blue in her outfit. She also has it, she does, there's something about patriotism, freedom, military, something tied to her to do with red, white, and blue. Okay, so on to situation 2. The first card that we have is it's the Ace of Pentacles, and hopefully you can see that. There's no glare. There we go. And this is all about, you know, heed the desire of your soul. It's pushing you to expand. You know, now is the right time. You know, gather the things that you've sown with gratitude, being grateful. This is, you know, it's like a gift. It's a gift of resources. It's a gift of money. It's Pentacles. Pentacles are all about, you know, money, foundation, and resources can be more than time. I mean, more than time can be more than money. It can also be time. But aces are all about new beginnings, new starts. Interesting, you actually have 2 aces. So for those of you in this situation, you know, 2 aces represent a new partnership, a new relationship. but you have the, some of you had a new beginning that was tied to money, to finances. So it could have been a new business venture. It could have been a new business venture, but it's definitely tied to money. If it was a new relationship, trying to make something work out with a relationship, it was also founded on money, founded on finances, resources. Now, as far as what your challenges or blocks are, you have the King of Wands. And hopefully you see that he's like bending down, trying to plant something. And this is all about, you know, a loving, wise deed of making trees grow, planting the seeds in order to enhance the woods, to grow the woods, to grow the forest. Fulfilling a goal of our soul. The meaning with this card is if there's a goal that our soul wants, something that we dream of, something that we desire, we can achieve it. It can be ours if we want it. But it's all about planting new seeds. Because you see, he's planting trees. He's trying to create a forest. So for those of you in the situation, so you had a new beginning with someone. It didn't work out. They're trying to get you to a new partnership, a new relationship, everything that you want and desire. And in the King of Wands, he's, you know, this would be a fire sign. So this would be a, you know, Aries, Leo, Sag. For those of you that this was a partnership with someone, it could have been that they could have been a person that's an earth sign. So earth signs would be Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, which would be here. But, you know, the King of Wands, he's driven, he's focused, he's determined. I mean, he is going to get stuff done. But this is supposed to represent what's blocking you. So what is blocking you from bringing your dreams to fruition is that you are not planting new seeds, that you are not having a new beginning elsewhere, that you aren't planting to create something else. And for some of you, it's that you aren't taking any action. You don't think that the things that you desire are even possible or feasible at this point. You have kind of given up. You've given up hope on that. And you're not doing, okay, so they're saying you're also not doing anything. So wands are all about action. Wands are action, they're doing. You're not doing anything. You've stagnated, you've stopped, you've stalled out. For some of you, it's like procrastination because you just don't want to deal with anything. But that is what's blocking you. Now, as far as what you're unaware of, you have two cards. You have the Ace of Swords, and you have the Knave of Wands. Now, the Ace of Swords, you see there's like this hand holding a sword up into the sky. This is all about, you know, nothing coming between the sky and, you know, someone's mind. Someone's ready to be free, to see everything, to get clarity. Because this really is all about, you know, because clouds represent confusion, lack of clarity, not really knowing what's going on. This is talking about, you know, piercing through that, having concentration, focus, like laser sharp focus, clarity, precise actions, precise new beginnings. But that goes hand in hand with the Knight of Wands, or as they call in this deck, the Knave of Wands. And you know, the knaves, they're always messengers, and he's a messenger that comes in with a reassuring message to let you know that what you're hearing from your heart's trying to remind you that you do deserve love, and that love does exist, and that you need to listen to your heart, and you need to take action upon that. Now, these two cards combined, and again, this is all about, you know, what it is that you're unaware of, what it is that's unknown. So if you can cut through the BS, cut through things, get some clarity. Remember that you do deserve love. Because for some of you, this is like love related. But it's so weird because it's not, there's no cups. Cups represent emotion. You have cups up here, you have cups down here. But this situation, you have pentacles, all about money, finances, wands, action. You have swords, which is all about being stuck in your mind, stuck in your head. There's no love. There's no emotion. So for some, this could have been a business partnership that fell through. For others of you, this is a romantic relationship that was founded on money. But you want love. You desire love. What's blocking you is you've not moved from this person to plant seeds elsewhere, to move on. And what you're unaware of is that you do deserve love. The heavens do have love for you. The sword's like upturned to the sky. They do have love for you, but it's elsewhere. There's still some stuff that you don't have clarity on with regards to the situation. They're trying to provide you clarity, but for some of you, you aren't wanting to see it. And again, it comes back to seeing things as they are. You're refusing to see the truth. And for some of you, you still need to cut through some stuff and get to the truth, which will set you free to start a new beginning. Then you'll finally get the message that, okay, yes, you do deserve love. You are worthy of love. But it's elsewhere. It's with someone else. Now, as far as what it is that they recommend, you have mediumship. And at the bottom it says you have the natural ability to connect with departed loved ones. So for those of you that are in this situation, you actually have some loved ones that have already passed on that they're coming through and they're trying to give you some messages about this situation, to encourage you, to help give you some insight, to give you some information, to give you some epiphanies, to give you some action steps, because really those of you in this situation, it's really all about taking action. You've got wands, you aren't doing anything, and that's why you're stuck. But your loved ones are trying to come through, and they're trying to push you and give you insight and give you guidance and give you help to get you out of this. But you need to listen to that, because for some of you, see how like her wings are kind of like turned around her, almost like kind of blocking her, shielding her. And she's got her hands on her heart. So for some of you, this situation with this person broke your heart. You were in it for love, because again, the knave, he's all about love. He wants true love. And this is saying that yes, your dreams can come true. It's just not with this person. You have to plant your seeds elsewhere. So you're going through heartbreak. Those of you in this situation, you've had your heart broken. And you're protecting yourself and you're shielding yourself. And part of the reason you don't want to hear what they're saying is because for some of you, you still think that this person's the one. And you're not wanting to hear that they're not. But open up and be receptive, because they're trying to help you. They're trying to help heal your heart. They're trying to bring you love. They're trying to help you break free of this, or they're trying to give you clarity. They're also, some of you like have a grandmother coming through. Because she's saying it's almost like she's trying to give you a swift kick in the booty to get you to move forward and do something. See how this horse is like rearing up? So it's almost, she's giving me images of her kicking the horse's rear, kicking your rear end to get you to finally rear up and do something. And so for some of you, it's your grandmother, your guy. So for most of you, you are a guy. So she's a feisty one. So listen to the messages that you're getting. Listen to the guidance that you're receiving. Listen to those signs. Take some action. Now let's get some quick clarity on who is this person that you started a new beginning with. Okay, so we have the La Litera, the La Labrizia, and the La Namica. Let me hold these up so you can see them. Okay, so the first one we have the letter, and you know, this could be a love letter, it could be business letter, but it's definitely, it's written communications. Written communications. And then you have the, you know, it's all about sensitivity, tact, irritability, things that have been shared in a poor fashion, without tact. And it can also speak sometimes of things that are not serious, like frivolous. And then we have the La Namica, and this is also an enemy, but it's the woman who acts in secret, you know, doing things of ill intent behind your back. You see, she's standing here with this sword. So for many of you, this is the situation between a man and a woman. So for those in this situation, you're a man, you received communications, but it was from a woman who is an enemy. Her intentions were not right. She's simply trying to hurt you. She simply wants to stab you with a dagger. And for some of you, she was very hurtful and cruel. Even with like the communication. So it's like you started this new beginning. You tried to have a new beginning, but it was built on money. It was built on finances. It wasn't built on the right thing. So for some of you, some of you could be like a business partnership with a woman, but there's like a love element to it where she was trying to take your money. And they're also saying for some, it's almost like a transformation. So for some, you received like a love letter, something to try and lure you in, but things quickly transformed. And you were able to see her true colors. And they're saying for some of you, you still refuse to see her true colors, which is why for some of you, your grandma's going to give you a kick in the derriere. So hopefully you'll get your act together and get moving soon. For those of you with a grandma, she's funny. She said, get moving yesterday. You should already be moving to cut yourself free of this. Now, that's interesting. Because if you look here, these two are a couple. Let's spread these out. So again, so for up here, again, this is one person. Those are energies, energies, energies. These are each people. But they're a couple. The La Namica and the El Nemico. The male and female enemies. That's interesting. Because it's almost like some weird triangle. Because he came into this thinking it was from a place of love, which is why he's struggling to plant his seeds elsewhere, why he's struggling, not wanting to see the truth, refusing to move on, losing hope and love. But she was his enemy. She's his enemy, he's her enemy. But it's interesting because he thinks she's the enemy. Well, hopefully that means something to some of you out there. Okay, situation 3. Either way, it's not pretty. Those of you in these situations, it's time to move on in these situations. Now, last situation, we have the 5 of Wands. And this is all about, you know, listening to that inner chatter, that inner conversation. And also chatter with others. Playing with purity, playing with the right intention. Traditional tarot, this actually shows these 5 men. They're fighting, they're competing, they're at battle with each other. But it's also about, you know, what's the person's true intentions? Where are they truly coming from? Are their intentions pure? Are they honest? Are they on a high moral ground? But it's also competition. You know, you've got these 5 women, they're all holding like these, they're all holding flowers, waiting for their flowers to be pollinated. So for some of you, for those of you in situation 3, you were one of multiple women. Waiting for some man to pollinate your flowers. But they're saying there's something with the intentions of people involved, the intentions with the person pollinating. Now, as far as what's blocking you, what's the challenge, you have the Queen of Swords. Hopefully you can see that she's sitting upon these clouds. She has this massive sword. She's ready to cut through some BS. She's kind of like this guy up here. This king, he's ready to cut through some BS. This queen's ready to cut through some BS. But she's sitting on her throne. She knows and she deciphers laws, the rules, things being done right. Her gift, she has complete equilibrium, complete balance. She has very profound insight, knowledge, wisdom. She has the truth. So for those of you in this situation, what's challenging you, what is blocking you is you don't have the truth regarding a situation. As far as what it is that's unknown, you have the 6 of Cups, 6 of Chalices, and you see that she's sitting there, she's watching these 2 people frolic in the water. It's all about, in this deck it talks about, you know, simple routine, things, you know, also spontaneous routine, but also looking back at, you know, memories, events, things that occurred. Nostalgia. This can also be looking back at things with disappointment. And it's really talking about how, you know, the way that you look at things, how you choose to view memories, to view experiences or disappointments, it will affect you. It will affect the outcome. So for many of you, this is like a third party or multiple parties. Maybe it could be a party of 6. Multiple people involved in a love romance and a love connection. And you don't trust them. You don't which, if they're pollinating 5 different flowers, I wouldn't trust them either. But you don't trust them. You don't think their intentions are pure. But it's so weird because it's almost like it's saying that no sense. what they're saying is, okay, so there was a situation, love situation. There were multiple parties involved. You were left out in the cold. And see, she's out in the cold. She's on her own. She's looking at these two people frolicking and having fun. And what's blocking her is she doesn't have the truth. She doesn't know what's really going on in that situation. Because what's unknown, you were cut out of the situation. So keep things clear. You can change the sex, and you can change the sex in all of these. If it sounds like it's your situation, change it accordingly. But it's almost as though that you had a guy, he was pollinating all these flowers. She was left out in the cold. He went with other 1, 2, 4 other parties, whatever the case may be. And she was left out in the cold. But there is an opportunity for like a resurgence for his. So for some of you, it's as though he's going to return to pollinate your flower. But what's blocking that from occurring is you're on the defensive, because you don't have the truth. And you're like, this is a whole bunch of BS. Rightfully so, if there's a whole bunch of people getting pollinated. But what you're unaware of is the way that you're looking at it. Things aren't what they seem. And your views toward him will affect the outcome. So it's like for some of you, he's going to return offering you love, but you're going to immediately cut him out because you think that his intentions the second go around aren't pure. They aren't of good intention, that he's going to play these games again. And also for some, like thinking, okay, he's not a good person. I'm looking back on what he did. I was thinking it was us, but he was playing with someone else the whole time. He was indulging emotionally with them, connecting with them, not having anything to do with me. No, thank you. I don't want any part of this harem anymore. I don't want to play these games. I'm going to cut that stuff out of my life. But things aren't, you don't have all the details. So they're saying what you're unaware of is things were not what you thought. They weren't what they seemed. They appeared to be one thing to you. So for somebody, like, appeared to be some playboy playing games with you, your heart, and other people. But there are things that you don't know. But they're saying you are getting intuitive information, because what they're recommending that you do, you have listened to your intuitive feelings, and you have your body is receiving accurate messages from the divine. So for those of you in this situation, you do have you have heightened intuition. You have a lot of information. Like, even if you sit and you think about this person, instead of your body clamming up in anger and clamming up because, you know, our souls know the truth. Even if we don't know, and even if things are being perceived differently, and things could even be being shown to us one way. Maybe some of you are being shown like, oh, this is a happy, lovely relationship. We're so in love. You know, water represents emotions. You know, we're so happy, we're frolicking in nature together, we're having so much fun, and you're looking on it like, okay, well, this is over, and he's playing games. But they're saying for some of you, it's almost like he's giving the image that things are so great, but they're not. But your soul knows that. Even when someone's purposefully trying to make it look like they're having such a great time, your soul knows the truth. So when you think about this person, some of you do get physical reactions. So if you're not getting physical reactions, if you're not getting immediately sick to your stomach, if you're at peace, you're at calm, your soul's trying to tell you, it's okay, be at peace, be calm. Because what you're intuitively receiving about this person is not what you're physically seeing. You're seeing two different things, and they don't match up. Let's pull on the 5 real quick. Okay, So we have the La Costanza, the L'Amante, and the Consolante Sorpresa. Okay, let's see if I can get these spread apart so you can see them. Okay. So you have the, you know, the perseverance, immutability, constant perseverance, sticking through things, no matter how difficult it gets. You see she's standing here and these other pillars have been knocked down, they've been beat up. And then you have the male lover, the L'Amante. But then what you have is the Consolante Sorpresa. And this is all about, you know, only having a partial success, things turning out not as we expected, receiving less than what we expected. So for some of you in situation 3, you had this male lover. There were other women. He returned to a woman that see how everything's all beat up and knocked down. So he returned to an ex, but things were very volatile with the ex, and they had been for years, lots of arguments, disagreements. But she was the one constant piece in his life. So he repeatedly went back to her. But they're not a couple. And this isn't even a card of love. There's one card, it's about, you know, being attracted to a younger female. There's, you know, L'Amante, there's cards that speak of love. This isn't even a card of love. It's like of power, of control. See how she's standing? It's like he's sitting down and she's standing over him. So for some, it's like she was exerting her power over him, her control over him, which is why he went back to her, because they're not a couple. He's actually a couple with the female lover. They're both the L'Amante, the female lover and the male lover. They're a couple. But these two are not. So maybe for some of you, you thought they were a couple and there was something. Well, for all of you, there's something else between the two of them. There's something else that he kept returning. Now, from his perspective, he was returning for love. See how he's serenading, he's looking at her, but no one's there. She doesn't return his love. She doesn't love him. He loves her. And he returned to this situation thinking that it could be revitalized, thinking things could turn into love, that maybe they could turn into this couple who loves each other. But it didn't turn out that way. He was left holding the bag. And he's got this little bit amount of money. He's dragging along. He looks sad. He looks defeated. But you don't know the details of this. You don't know why he went back. You don't know what occurred. But it didn't go as he expected. He left you out in the cold because he was expecting something else. And there are things that you don't know. There are details that you don't know. That's what they're saying. So for those of you in this situation, I'm not saying for all of you that he'll return. For some of you, it does look like he is going to return. But in order to have those conversations, I see she's on the defense. She's like, I'll cut you. I will cut you. Don't come near me. You've already hurt me once. For those of you that he is going to return, give him an opportunity to explain. Because your intuitive feelings are telling you that although it appears he's this dirty, cheating, lying playboy, pollinating a whole bunch of flowers, there's something else. And although for some of you it's like he's he makes it look like things are different. So for some of you, there even could be someone else, and he makes it look like, oh, we're so happy, we're in love, we're frolicking. Things are not what they seem. They're not what they seem. But if he's going to be returning, so for some of you there is going to be some of you that he is going to return. He's going to try and explain this. You have to be open and receptive to that. You want the truth. What's blocking you is you want the truth. You want to know what in the heck has been going on. I need to know. You don't know. You want that truth. You need that truth. Because you don't know, things aren't as they seem. But the way you look at things, the way you view things will impact the outcome. So how you choose to see the past, how you choose to respond. So if you're seeing the past as he's a dirtbag, and then he returns to try and explain the truth to you, and you won't even let him even so much as speak to you, you're not going to get the truth that you seek. So be open to receiving that information. Because this behavior doesn't match with what your intuition is telling you about him. Your intuition's not clear as to what was going on, but your intuition's also saying he's not this horrible dirtbag. And for all of you, so for those of you that, he may not be coming back, because for some of you he is, for some of you he's not. But for those of you that he's not, again, things aren't what they seem. Listen to your intuition, because you don't want to put a wall up around your heart and block yourself from love because of being hurt by someone else. Because so if you're fearful that, okay, I found someone else that I want to move forward with and try something else, but I'm afraid they're going to do me like the last guy and be pollinating everyone else's flowers, and then I'm going to be invested and think that this is some divine love, and he's my lover, he's my other half, and then he's going to up and desert me. So forget it. I'm just going to sit outside. I'm going to sit this one out and not go for love. Don't allow that to block you from having love, to having the things that you desire. Okay. Well, hopefully that helps everyone. It is going to be an interesting next few weeks as we go through this lunar eclipse, and then we're going to be going through the big solar eclipse in about 2 weeks after the lunar. So hopefully this helps, and I do wish you all an amazing week. The puppy wants to play. I wish you all an amazing week filled with a lot of love, joy, and blessings.